One photo from the detective exposed her working late lies, and she came home to face the consequences of her choices. No belongings, no husband, no children. Only emptiness, and my revenge was just beginning. Be me, 31 years old. Name's Benjamin Harris. Living in San Antonio, climbing the corporate ladder as a software architect, making good money, living the dream, have everything a man could want. Perfect house in an upscale neighborhood. Drive a Tesla Model S. Beautiful wife, Lisa. 2 amazing kids. Life seems perfect from the outside, until that night changed everything. Walking upstairs with chamomile tea and phone in hand. Try to open our bedroom door. Handle won't budge. Door's locked. First time in 7 years of marriage. Call out to Lisa. Only hear muffled voice through the door. She's talking to someone. Voice too quiet to make out words. Pulse racing, but try to stay calm. Wait outside. 1 minute passes. Then 2, then 5. Her voice never gets louder. Press ear against the door. Can barely catch fragments of conversation. Then sudden silence. Door finally clicks open. Lisa appears in doorway. Face half lit by bedside lamp. Expression suggests surprise, not the good kind. Ask her why door was locked. Try to keep voice steady despite heart pounding. Was on a work call. You know how loud the kids get watching Netflix downstairs? Her smile seems practiced. Don't push further. Tell myself it's nothing. But notice how she grips her phone, like it's keeping her alive. Way she steps out and pulls door shut behind her. Plant seed of doubt. Won't stop growing. That night, stay awake scrolling through phone. Can't sleep. Lisa falls asleep first. Reach for her phone on nightstand. Not there. Took it to bathroom. Another first. Stomach feels like lead. Something's very wrong. Decide to test something next morning. Suggest dinner at new Italian place downtown. Let's go out tonight. Try to sound casual while clearing breakfast dishes. Lisa's reaction immediate and telling. Can't tonight, she says too quickly. This new project at work, so much to do. Her excuse hits like punch to gut. No, she's lying. Old Lisa would jump at chance to get out of house, especially for family time. But lately she can't wait to be at work. Smile and nod anyway. Kiss her goodbye as she leaves. Watch her Audi disappear around corner. Moment she's gone, grab my phone. Make call I never thought I'd make. Private investigator answers on 4th ring. Hiring someone to follow your wife. Feels like crossing line I swore never to cross. Can't live with suspicions anymore though. Her name is Lisa, tell the investigator. Works at Horizon Technologies downtown. Need to know where she really goes at night. Guy doesn't ask questions. Voice professional and detached. We'll start tonight. That evening, Lisa rushes outdoor. Quick, don't wait up. Stay home with kids. Try to focus on Monopoly and movies. Mine somewhere else entirely. First message comes at 9:47 p.m. Photo attachment. Stare at screen forever. Lisa sitting with stranger. Dimly lit restaurant. Her hand on his arm. Face more animated than seen in months. Message reads, located at Vincenzo's Bistro. Not at office. Can't reply. Hands shaking too much. Lisa comes home past midnight. Smells of wine and unfamiliar perfume. Hey, she says. Kicks off heels. Head straight for kitchen. Long night. Kids give you any trouble? Voice too casual. Too breezy. Can't even look at her. Walk upstairs without word. Leave her standing in doorway. Sleep in guest room. First time in 7 years. Marriage feels like it's dying. And she's the one killing it. Next morning feels suffocating. Lisa moving through house like nothing's wrong. Humming while making morning espresso. Joking with kids over pancakes. To anyone else, she'd look like perfect wife. Perfect mom. But can't unsee that photo. Her hand on his arm. Way her smile reached eyes. Hadn't smiled at me like that in months. Rough night, she asks when I come downstairs. Voice dripping with fake warmth. Doesn't even look up from her iPhone. Something like that, keep voice flat. Her phone buzzes. Turns away slightly. Angles screen so I can't see. What's going on at work? Asks suddenly. Voice sharper than intended. She freezes. Fingers hovering over keyboard. What do you mean? Shrug casually. You've been putting in so many hours lately. Just wondering what's keeping you so busy. For split second, her mask slips. Flash of irritation crosses face. Then that practiced smile again. It's just a lot. You wouldn't understand. Corporate deadlines and all that. She's lying. See it in way her eyes dart to floor. Shoulders tensing slightly. I was thinking choose words carefully. Maybe I could stop by your office tonight. Bring you dinner. Help break up those long nights. Her reaction tells everything. No! Too loud! Too quick! Catches herself. Softens tone. I mean, it's sweet of you to offer. But honestly, it's chaos right now. You wouldn't enjoy it. Chaos, right? Because chaos looks exactly like Vincenzo's Bistro. And a man I've never seen before. Rest of day passes in blur. Can't focus on anything. Work emails blur together. Kids' chatter sounds distant. Mind keeps replaying image, her hand on his arm, that locked bedroom door. By evening, I'm spiraling. Need more answers. Not ready for direct confrontation. Step into backyard. Call investigator again. Did you see anything else last night? Voice low, controlled. Left restaurant around 10:30. With him, walked to his car. Looked like heading somewhere else. Heart feels squeezed in vice. Where did they go? Investigator hesitates. Didn't follow after that. Can keep watching tonight if you want. Want to scream. Demand why he didn't follow. Bite tongue instead. Fine. Let me know moment you see anything. That night, Lisa's working late again. Standing at bathroom mirror, applying ruby red MAC lipstick. Haven't seen that shade in years. Lean against doorframe. Watch her prep routine. You're really going to the office, huh? Keep voice deceptively calm. She freezes for split second. Turns to me with tight smile. Of course. Why would you even ask that? No reason. Step aside as she brushes past. Her phone buzzes at bottom of stairs. Catch glimpse of her face. That subtle, secretive smile. Before she shoves phone in Gucci purse. She's gone. Wait exactly 10 minutes. Fingers trembling as I dial investigator. Follow her tonight? Don't lose her this time. Need to know everything. By midnight, texts start flooding in. First photo hits like sledgehammer. Lisa in passenger seat. Same guy's Mercedes. She's laughing. Head thrown back. Hand resting on his thigh. Second message is location pin. Crystal Crown Hotel. Room 508. Blood runs ice cold. When she finally walks in at 1 a.m., sitting in living room, photo open on phone. Hey, she says casually. Kicks off designer heels. You're up late. Don't respond. She pauses. Smile falters when sees my face. What's wrong? Turn phone screen toward her. You tell me. She freezes. Eyes dart between photo and my face. Back to photo. Expression changes. First shock. Then calculation. Finally something cold and hard. What is this supposed to be? Voice sharp but composure cracking. You tell me, Lisa. Stand slowly. Keep voice eerily calm. Despite fire in chest. Who's the guy? Why were you in his car? Laughing like you didn't have family waiting at home? Her response immediate, defensive. This is ridiculous, Benjamin. Are you seriously spying on me now? You're acting paranoid. Hold her gaze. Won't back down. Don't turn this around on me. That's you in picture. That's not your office. And that's sure as hell not work. She scoffs, folds arms across chest. He's just a co-worker. We were going over project details. At Crystal Crown Hotel, interrupt. Room 508. Is that where all your project meetings happen these days? Her jaw tightens. Finally looks rattled. I don't have to explain myself to you. Yes, you do, shoot back. You owe me that much. After everything. After us. You don't get to stand there and lie to my face. Silence deafening. She looks away. Eyes fixed on floor. Mouth pressed thin. Is it serious? Ask, voice breaking despite efforts. Her head snaps up. Something dark flickers in expression. Almost like defiance. I don't know, Benjamin, she says. Voice venomous. Maybe it's better than being stuck in this house. With someone who watches my every move like prison guard. Her words hit like physical punch to gut. Take step back. Trying to process what just heard. So that's it? Ask, voice trembling with mix of anger and heartbreak. You've already decided this family isn't enough for you? She laughs. Bitter, hollow sound. Makes stomach churn. Don't act like you're some perfect saint. You've been distant for months. Always busy. Always distracted. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? Maybe if you'd cared a little more about us. I wouldn't have needed someone else to remind me what it feels like to be wanted. Her words like gasoline on already raging fire. That's bullsh. Stop myself. Take deep breath. You think this is my fault? You think sneaking off with some guy is how you fix rough patch in marriage? I didn't plan for this to happen, she says. Throws hands up in exasperation. But maybe if you'd... Don't you dare finish that sentence. Cut her off. Don't you dare try to blame me for your choices. Turn away. Can't even look at her anymore. Air between us heavy. Suffocating. Where are you going? She calls after. Voice laced with frustration. To figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do next. Grab leather jacket from hook. Because clearly I can't trust woman I thought I knew better than anyone. Her response is stinging silence. Don't know where I'm going, but can't stay here. Walk out into night, leaving behind broken pieces of what used to be my life. Drive aimlessly for hour. City lights blur past. Try to calm storm in mind. Every word Lisa said echoes, twisting like knife. I didn't plan for this to happen. Maybe if you'd cared more. Eventually pull into empty Walgreens parking lot. Sit in silence. Phone buzzes in cup holder. Text from investigator. Update, he dropped her at Crystal Crown again tonight. She entered alone. Didn't leave until nearly midnight. Same guy waiting in lobby when she came down. Rage been holding at bay comes flooding back. This wasn't drunken mistake, not fleeting lapse in judgment. This was deliberate. Repeated. She chose this over and over again. Slam fist against steering wheel. Horn blares briefly in quiet night. Breathing ragged, chest tight. Need more answers. Something concrete. Without thinking, call investigator again. Do you have photo of him? Ask, voice low and cold. Of the guy? He replies. Yeah, him. Want to see who's worth destroying my family for? Pause on other end. Sound of keyboard clicking. Moment later, phone buzzes with image. Open it. Stare at screen. Stomach twisting. He looks younger than me. Blonde hair, perfectly styled. Designer suit that probably costs month's salary. Kind of charm that oozes from his smirk. Type who thrives on attention. Richard mutter under breath. Has to be him. You want me to dig into him? Investigator asks. Yes, say immediately. Want to know who he is? Where he works? Everything. Investigator's voice softens. Listen, Benjamin, I've seen a lot of cases like this and sometimes didn't ask for your advice, snap. Cut him off. Just find out who he is. Finally get home around 3 a.m. House dark and silent. Lisa's either asleep or pretending to be. Don't bother checking. Go straight to guest room. Close door behind me. Collapse onto bed. Stare at ceiling. Sleep doesn't come easily. When it does, it's fitful and shallow. By morning running on fumes, but adrenaline keeps me upright. Make French press coffee. Feed kids their favorite cereal. Plaster on fake smile. Listen to them chatter about plans for day. Amy excited about science project. Lucas showing off new Pokemon cards. Try to act normal. Lisa comes downstairs eventually. Hair tousled. Wearing same morning after look from night before. Greets kids warmly. Then glances at me. Expression unreadable. You left last night, she says flatly. Kids finally out of earshot. Needed air, reply curtly. Benjamin, we can't keep doing this, she says. Voice soft but insincere. You're angry, I get it. But we need to talk properly. For the kids' sake, if nothing else. For the kids' sake. Raise eyebrow. You mean kids you left here while you were out playing house with Richard? Her jaw tightens. Doesn't respond. Instead reaches for coffee mug. Hand trembling slightly. Don't bother denying it, continue. I know everything. Hired detective, Lisa. I've seen pictures. The timestamps. Know about hotel. Her face turns pale. For once doesn't have witty comeback. No deflection ready. You had no right, she whispers. Voice shaking with anger. No right, laugh bitterly. I had every right. You think I'm just going to sit here while you tear this family apart behind my back? You think I'm supposed to just accept it? Her face hardens again. Defiance returning. You want to talk about tearing family apart? What about you, Benjamin? You've been so checked out lately. It's like I don't even exist. Maybe if you hadn't ignored me for months, I wouldn't have looked elsewhere for... Don't you dare finish that sentence, growl. Step closer. This isn't on me, Lisa. You made this choice. You lied. You cheated. And now you're blaming me. She opens mouth to respond. Stops when Amy appears in doorway, clutching her stuffed unicorn. Are you guys fighting? Amy asks softly. Wide eyes darting between us, Lisa's expression crumbles. Something resembling guilt, but not buying it. No, sweetheart, say. Kneel to her level. Forced smile. Everything's fine. Why don't you go watch cartoons? I'll be right there. She nods. Pads back to living room. Leaves us in tense silence. This isn't over, tell Lisa. Voice low. But I'm not doing this here. Not in front of them. Her only response is single nod. Face unreadable again. Walk away. Know this just beginning. Cracks have deepened. Web of lies finally unraveling. House unbearably quiet after morning clash. Lisa retreats to home office. Uses work as excuse. Don't follow her. Sit in living room with kids instead. Try to focus on their laughter. They're arguing over which Disney movie to watch. But phone won't stop buzzing. Investigator being thorough. By early afternoon, have full dossier on Richard. His full name, job title, social media profiles. String of details almost didn't want to know. Richard Anderson, regional director at Lisa's company. Single, recently promoted, according to investigators' sources. Has reputation around office. Friendly, flirtatious, close with several female colleagues. Makes me sick to stomach. Lisa wasn't first, won't be last. Still don't know what to do with information. Confronting Lisa hasn't worked. She twists every accusation into attack on me. Not sure can stomach another round. Of her deflections, of her excuses, so wait. By late evening, kids finally asleep. House cloaked in darkness. Lisa finally emerges from office. I'm sitting at kitchen table. Folder of Richard's details spread out. She stops when sees it. Face instantly hardens. What's this? Your boyfriend, says simply. Tap top page. Thought I'd get to know him better. Since you've clearly been spending so much time together. Her eyes narrow. Doesn't move closer. This is insane, Benjamin. You're acting like stalker now. No, Lisa say, voice deadly calm. I'm acting like man whose wife been lying for months, whose wife thinks she can sneak around, destroy our family. Come home pretending nothing's wrong. She crosses arms, leans against doorway. What do you want from me? An apology? Fine, I'm sorry. But maybe if you'd been paying attention to me instead of your job. There it is again, snap. Slam hand on table. The blame, the excuses. Do you even hear yourself? Do you even care about what you're doing to this family? She flinches, recovers quickly, expression defiant. Don't pretend you're innocent in this, Benjamin. You've been emotionally absent for years. I needed someone who actually saw me. Don't give me that, spit out. This isn't about needing attention or feeling seen. This is about choices. You chose to lie. You chose to betray me. Now you're standing here trying to justify it, like it's my fault. Her silence deafening. For first time looks genuinely unsure. Gaze darting between folder and my face. I trusted you, say. Voice breaking. Gave you everything. This is how you repay me. Sneaking off to hotel rooms with some smug corporate climber who probably doesn't even care about you. Her lips part, like she wants to respond. No words come out. Instead turns, walks away, disappears into shadows of hallway. Sit there for what feels like hours. Head in hands, weight of everything crushing down. Finally get up, walk to guest room. Find Lisa's iPhone sitting on mahogany dresser. It's unlocked. Hands trembling as pick it up. Start scrolling through messages. There they are. Texts with Richard. Some casual. Others flirtatious. Then ones that shatter me all over again. Richard. Can't stop thinking about last night. You looked incredible, Lisa. Lisa, you weren't so bad yourself. Same time tomorrow? Stare at screen. Stomach churning. Hands feel like they're on fire. Phone too heavy to hold. That night can't sleep. Can't even try. Betrayal isn't just interactions. It's in ways she built entirely separate life. World where I don't exist. Morning comes, brings grim sense of clarity with it. Sunlight filters through Venetian blinds, slices room into sharp angles, light and shadow. Lisa already up, moving through kitchen with deliberate ease. Like nothing changed, she's humming again. Same fake normalcy. Become her shield. Stand in doorway, watch her pour organic coffee. Like she's stranger. Want to feel anger? Pure righteous anger. But all feel is exhaustion. She looks up. Freezes when sees me. Morning, she says cautiously. Eyes darting to face. Like trying to read me. We need to talk, say. Voice low. Her shoulders stiffen, but she nods. Okay, but not here. Let's wait until kids at school. Nod. Watch her sip coffee. Like hasn't just wrecked my life. Like we're two people having minor disagreement instead of standing on edge of marital cliff. Hours crawl by. Kids finally bundled off to school. Amy to third grade, Lucas to kindergarten. Both oblivious to storm brewing at home. When house quiet again, Lisa sits across from me at kitchen table. Arms crossed, jaw tight. Well, she says, tone sharp, defensive. What do you want to say? Place her iPhone on marble kitchen table. Screen still open to messages with Richard. Her eyes widen slightly. Quickly masks it with indifference. You want to explain this? Ask, voice deceptively calm. She sighs heavily. Like teenager caught sneaking out past curfew. What do you want me to say, Benjamin? Already know everything. Say it anyway, demand. Want to hear you admit it? Fine, she snaps. Throws hands up in air. Yes, I've been seeing Richard. Yes, we've been meeting at Crystal Crown. Are you happy now? Happy. Repeat. Voice rising. You think this is about me being happy? You destroyed our marriage, Lisa. You lied to my face. You lied to our kids. Don't bring kids into this, she says. Tone ice cold. They're already in it, shout. Every time you walked out that door, every time you lied about working late, you dragged them into it. Do you even care about what this will do to them? To us. Her face twists into something barely recognized. Anger, frustration, maybe even guilt. You think this is all on me. Do you have any idea what it's been like living with you? You're always so distant, so focused on everything else but me. I felt invisible, Benjamin. Invisible. Invisible? Repeat. Shake head in disbelief. You felt invisible. So your solution was to cheat? To lie? To throw everything away for a guy who probably doesn't even know your favorite color? Her eyes narrow dangerously. Don't. Don't you dare talk about Richard like that. Don't interrupt, voice dangerously low. Don't defend him. Don't even say his name. Silence between us thick, suffocating. She looks away, hands clenched into fists on table. I want you to leave, say finally. Words heavy but resolute. Her head snaps up, eyes wide with shock. What? You heard me say, stand up, pack your things and go. Don't care where. His place. A hotel. Anywhere but here. You don't get to stay in this house. And pretend like nothing's happened. Benjamin, you can't be serious, she says. Voice shaking now. Do I look like I'm joking? Ask, voice cold. She stares at me. Bravado crumbling. What about kids? What do we tell them? Lean forward, meet her gaze head on. We tell them truth, Lisa. That their mother made choice. Now she has to live with consequences. Her lips tremble, but says nothing. For first time in months. Has no comeback. No excuse. No manipulation to wield. Turn and walk away. Leave her sitting at table. Don't wait to see if starts packing. All know his house. Our house feels little less like home. With every passing second she stays. It's over. For first time, not afraid of what comes next. Can't stay to watch her pack. Thought of being in same room while she goes through our life together. Tossing pieces into designer suitcase. Makes skin crawl. So leave house. Kids still at school. Have few hours to clear head. Drive to Riverside Park, where we used to take them when they were little. Metal swings creak in autumn wind. Playground empty, except for few maple leaves tumbling across wood chips. Sit on weathered bench. Stare at empty space in front of me. This is where we spent countless weekends as family. Lisa used to laugh so easily back then. Head tilted back. Sound bright and unrestrained. Used to watch her and think, this is it. This is what happiness looks like. Now that laughter gone. Replaced by deceit, lies, and worse, she'd chosen it. Phone buzzes. Snaps out of memory. Text from Lisa. I'm leaving, staying at Caroline's for now. We'll talk later about what to tell kids. Stare at screen. Strange mix of relief and bitterness washes over. She's not even fighting to stay. Should make it easier. But doesn't. Just solidifies truth been avoiding for weeks. We aren't partners anymore. She already checked out. When return home, her Audi gone. House feels eerily still. Like even walls holding their breath. Her absence palpable. Like weight lifted but left behind ache. Walk through rooms. Notice small gaps where her things were. Chanel perfume bottles gone from dresser. Her favorite Anthropology mug not on kitchen counter. Even her memory foam slippers missing from spot by door. Only thing she left behind. Her wedding ring sits on kitchen table, glinting in afternoon sunlight. Like some cruel reminder of what we'd lost. Pick it up, turn it over in hand. Engraving inside, forever B&L. Feels like bad joke now. Kids come home later, their chatter filling silence. Amy runs up, hugs my waist. Where's mom? She asks, big innocent eyes looking up. Throat tightens, prepared for moment. But words feel like razor blades on tongue. She's staying at Aunt Caroline's for a while, say. Forced smile. Why? Amy presses. Frowning, crouched to her level. Brush strand of hair from face. Mom and I need some time to figure things out. But no matter what happens, we both love you and your brother very much. That will never change. Okay? She nods slowly, though little face still clouded with confusion. Okay, she whispers, hugs me tightly. When they both finally asleep, sit in guest room, stare at ceiling. Bed feels colder than ever. House too big, too empty. But for first time in days, feel sliver of clarity. Lisa gone. Life we built together crumbling, but still standing. Kids still need me, as much as it hurts. No, can't fall apart. Pick up her wedding ring again. Hold it firmly this time. Without hesitation, slide open top drawer. Of oak nightstand. Drop ring inside. Time to close door on past. Time to start building something new, even if have to do it alone. Days following Lisa's departure feel strange. Kids seem to sense something off, but don't press too hard. Amy, in her innocent way, asks once or twice, when's mom coming back? Each time deflect with variation of, soon, sweetheart. Though not sure what soon even means anymore. House quieter without her. Not peaceful quiet, kind that crawls under skin, forces you to sit with thoughts. When all want is for them to shut up. Try to keep busy. Work. Errands. Even tackle house repairs been putting off for months. Fix leaky kitchen faucet. Replace burnt-out garage lights. Paint guest bathroom. Anything to avoid confronting gaping hole. In life where trust used to be, but universe isn't done delivering blows. Happens on Tuesday evening. Sorting through old files in home office. Looking for mortgage paperwork. Everything needs reassessing now. Stumble across manila envelope. No label. Just shoved into back of bottom drawer. Curious. Open it. Inside are printouts. Dozens of emails. At first don't understand what looking at. Not addressed to me. Not from anyone recognize. But subject lines unmistakable. Can't wait to see you again. Last night was incredible. Do you think he knows? Stomach sinks like stone. Scan pages. Eyes darting over sentences. Making blood run cold. You make me feel alive in a way he never has. Let's meet at our spot again. Same time, same room. Love the way you kiss me. Can't stop thinking about it. Dates on email stretch back nearly a year. Full year of lies. Betrayal. Deception. Meticulously documented. Hidden away in our own home. Then at bottom of one email. Picture. Lisa and Richard sitting at their favorite table. Vincenzo's bistro. She's leaning into him, hand resting on his shoulder. Smile dazzling and carefree, like never seen before. Slam envelope shut, chest heaving, mind racing. 1,000 questions swirling, storm of anger and disbelief. Why did she keep these? Did she want to get caught? Or was it sick memento of double life she'd been leading? Grab iPhone 14 Pro, dial her number before can stop myself. She answers on third ring, voice hesitant. Benjamin, why the hell did you keep those emails? Bark, voice raw with rage. Pause on other end. What are you talking about? The emails, Lisa. The ones you printed out, stuffed into office drawer? Did you forget about those? Or did you think I'd never find them? Her silence deafening. I trusted you, continue. Voice trembling. I stood by you for years. Even when things got hard, even when you pulled away. And this is what I get. Years worth of proof that I was never enough for you. It's not what you think, she says finally, voice barely above whisper. Not what I think, snap. Are you seriously going to stand there? Tell me these emails aren't exactly what they look like. That man in picture isn't Richard? Benjamin, please, she says, tone pleading. I didn't mean for you to find those. I was going to what? Interrupt. To delete them? Keep hiding them until felt guilty enough to stop. Or were you just waiting until I found out on my own? So wouldn't have to admit it? Her breathing hitches. For first time hear genuine panic in voice. I didn't know they were still there? I swear, Benjamin, I wasn't. I don't care, cut her off. Don't care what your excuse is. You made your choice, Lisa. You destroyed everything we built together. And for what? For him? She tries to respond. Hang up before can say another word. Sit there in office. Envelope staring back like ghost. Weight of everything crushing down. The lies, the betrayal, the sheer audacity of it all. Yet in midst of pain, something inside shifts, illusion shattered. Truth undeniable. This isn't rough patch or mistake. This is who Lisa chose to be, and will never let her choices define me. Hours after call feels surreal, not just angry anymore. Consumed by clarity, makes everything else seem distant, like watching life play out on screen. Lisa's excuses, her deflections, her betrayal, they don't matter anymore. What matters is protecting myself and kids from fallout of her selfishness. Don't sleep that night. Instead, go to garage. Start pulling out cardboard boxes. Old photo albums, forgotten trinkets, souvenirs of marriage. Now feels more like fiction than memory. Sit cross-legged on concrete floor. Start flipping through photo albums. Album from 2017 hits hardest. Lisa and me from years ago. There we are on honeymoon in Maui. Her head resting on my shoulder. Laughter caught mid-moment. Another one at Memorial Hospital. Holding newborn Amy for first time. Both our smiles so real. So full of hope and promise. Can't reconcile woman in pictures. With one who snuck off to hotel room. Laughing with man who wasn't me. Next day, call lawyer. Benjamin attorney says after explain everything. You're doing right thing by calling now. If want to proceed with divorce, we can start preparing. But first recommend you document everything. Texts, emails, photos. Anything might be relevant. Got plenty of that, say. Voice tight. And kids, she asks gently. Are you ready for custody conversation? These cases can get emotional, especially when there's infidelity involved. I'll fight for them, say. Words coming out fiercer than expected. They're not staying with someone who thinks sneaking around is okay. After call, spend day organizing evidence. Every photo from investigator. Every email. Every time stamp. All goes into red folder labeled truth. Want to be ready? For whatever Lisa throws next. That evening, Lisa calls again. Let it ring twice before answering. What do you want? Ask flatly. We need to talk, she says, voice wavering. Not like this. Face to face. For kids' sake, Benjamin. Almost laugh at audacity. You don't get to use kids as excuse. To fix this, you're not coming back here, Lisa. Not after everything. Benjamin, please, she says. Desperation creeping into tone. No, I screwed up. No, I hurt you. But we can't just, no, cut her off. We can't, and that's on you. You made your choice, Lisa. Now have to live with it? Her voice cracks. Do you really hate me that much? Don't hate, you say. Surprising myself with truth of it, but don't love you anymore either. You killed that. When you decided this marriage wasn't enough for you, she doesn't respond. Hang up before she can try. To twist words into something else. Later that night, tucking kids into bed, Amy asked question dreading most. When's mom coming back? Kneel beside her pink princess bed, brush strand of auburn hair from face. I don't know, sweetheart, say softly. But no matter what, I'll always be here for you. Okay? She nods, her hazel eyes searching mine. For answers can't give. As sit alone in living room, house feels heavier than ever. But this time weight doesn't crush me, steals me. Lisa had broken my trust, my heart, life we built together. But she hadn't broken me. Never would. Day Lisa finally shows up at house. Is Day realize how far she's willing to go? Week after our last conversation, been bracing for her next move, knowing she wouldn't let me take control. So easily. When her white Audi pulls into driveway, feel stomach churn. Meet her at door. Block her from coming inside. What are you doing here, Lisa? Her face mix of defiance and desperation. I came to see the kids, she says. Voice tight. Could have called, say coldly. I did. You didn't answer. That's because don't have anything to say to you. Reply crossing arms. You don't get to just show up here unannounced. They're my children too, she snaps. Eyes narrowing. Don't move. And yet you didn't seem to think about them when you were sneaking off to hotels with Richard. So forgive me if don't think. You have their best interests at heart right now. Her cheeks flush, but holds ground. This isn't about us, Benjamin. It's about them. They need their mother. Lean in closer. Keep voice low but firm. What they need is stability. And you've done nothing but tear this family apart. Her eyes flicker with something. Can't quite place. Guilt. Anger. Maybe both. You're not going to keep them from me, she says. Voice trembling slightly. I'll fight you if I have to. That's moment realize. This isn't just betrayal anymore. It's battle. Do whatever you have to do, say evenly. But don't forget, I've got emails, photos, timeline, every lie you've told for past year. So if you want to go to war over this, Lisa, I'm ready. She flinches. Defiance drains from face. For a moment just stands there, staring like doesn't recognize man in front of her. I didn't want it to be like this, she says. Voice soft, almost pleading. I never wanted to hurt you, Benjamin. Laugh bitterly. You didn't just hurt me. You destroyed everything. And now you want to play victim? Spare me. She opens mouth to respond. Cut her off. If you want to see kids, we'll arrange something, a schedule. But you're not walking back into this house. Like nothing's happened. Not after what you've done. Her shoulders sag. For first time thinks see real remorse in eyes. But doesn't matter anymore. Too late for apologies. Fine, she says. Voice barely above whisper. We'll figure it out. Watch as she turns. Walks back to car. Movement slow and heavy. As she drives away, strange sense of relief washes over. Confrontation been dreading is over. Hadn't backed down? For first time in weeks. Feel like in control again. But also know this just beginning. If Lisa willing to fight for custody, need to be ready for whatever comes next. So call my lawyer again. I want to file for divorce, say firmly. Are you sure? She asks. Once we start this process, things can get messy. I'm sure, say. Lisa made her choices. Now I'm making mine. Hang up phone. Sit back in leather office chair. Take deep breath. War had begun, but not afraid anymore. First official notice arrives. Just 3 days after file for divorce. Lisa wasted no time. Her lawyer's tone as cold as papers themselves. She requesting joint custody of kids, along with spousal support. Spousal support. Audacity nearly makes me laugh. Lisa has six-figure job at tech company. Been sneaking off to hotels with coworker. Now wants me to fund her lifestyle. Bring papers to my lawyer. She leans back in chair, tapping Mont Blanc pen against mahogany desk. This isn't surprising, she says calmly. In cases like this, guilty party often tries to control narrative. They'll paint themselves as victim. Victim, mutter. Word tastes bitter in mouth. She tore apart our family, and now thinks she can take my money. And time with kids. My lawyer nods, understanding. It's strategy, but we've got evidence. Her affair. Emails, photos. We'll use all of it. Over next week, focus on gathering everything possible. Detectives' photos prove invaluable, especially night shots outside Crystal Crown. Timestamp clear in corner. Emails tell story that can't be ignored. But it's not just about proving affair. Need to show court what kind of mother Lisa chose to be. Meanwhile, she ramping up own campaign. Starts showing up at kids' school unexpectedly. Taking them out for Dairy Queen ice cream. Without telling me. Picking Amy up early from ballet class. Showing up at Lucas's soccer practice. Kids love attention, of course, but feels calculated. Like she's trying to play role of doting mother. For everyone to see. One evening she calls, Benjamin, we don't have to do this, she says. Voice softer than heard in weeks. We can figure this out without dragging lawyers into it. For kids' sake, lean back in study chair. Grip phone tightly. You're worried about kids now? Where was this concern when you were sneaking off to Crystal Crown Hotel? She sighs heavily. I made mistakes, Benjamin. I've admitted that, but we can't let this turn into war. It's not good for them. It wasn't good for them. When you chose Richard over your family, Snap, you want to make this easy? Then stop pretending you're victim. Take responsibility for what you've done. Her voice hardens instantly. I'm not giving up my kids, Benjamin. I don't care how many photos or emails you have. Then guess we'll let court decide, say. Hang up before she can respond. Next few weeks are whirlwind. Meetings, paperwork, preparing for custody battle. My lawyer, relentless, piecing together case. That paints clear picture of Lisa's choices, their impact on family. But Lisa isn't backing down. She starts showing up at every school event, sitting in front row of school auditorium, making sure everyone sees her. As involved caring mom, even posts pictures on Instagram. Amy holding trophy at dance recital. Lucas smiling at science fair. With captions like, so proud of my little ones. Family is everything, #blessed. Hypocrisy makes blood boil. Makes me sick to stomach. One night tucking Amy into bed, she clutches her favorite unicorn plush. Purple bedside lamp casting soft shadows. Why can't mommy live here with us? Sit on edge of her flowered duvet, struggling to find right words. Mommy and I both love you very much, say carefully. But sometimes grown-ups make mistakes, and it means they have to live in different houses. She frowns, small hands clutching unicorn tighter. Did mommy do something bad? My chest tightens. Words feel like lead. It's complicated, sweetheart. But no matter what, we're always here for you, okay? She nods, eyes glassy in dim light. Kiss her forehead before turning out lamp. Walking out of her room. Feel pang of guilt. Lisa's still their mother. They love her unconditionally, but can't let her use that love to manipulate situation. This isn't just fight for custody. It's fight to protect kids from consequences of her choices. Courtroom is cold and sterile. Air heavy with tension. Lisa sits across room, her lawyer by her side. She's projecting image of calm professionalism, but see cracks, way she keeps adjusting designer blazer, way her hands fidget with Mont Blanc pen on table. This isn't game anymore. This is reckoning. My lawyer, sharp, methodical, begins with evidence. Detectives' photos, the emails, timeline of Lisa's affair, each piece laid out with precision, painting clear and damning picture of betrayal. Lisa's lawyer tries to counter, painting her as hardworking mother who made mistake, but remains committed to children. They lean heavily on her career, her ability to provide financially, her supposed role as more emotionally available parent. It's laughable. When Lisa takes stand, watch her closely. Voice steady at first, but as questioning digs deeper into affair, cracks begin to show. Mrs. Harris, my lawyer says, voice measured but firm. You've testified late nights were due to work obligations. Can you explain how meeting Mr. Richard Anderson at Crystal Crown Hotel furthered those obligations? Lisa shifts in leather witness chair, face flushing crimson. It wasn't like that. Please, glances at her lawyer, who gives subtle nod. She exhales sharply. I made a mistake, she says finally. I wasn't thinking clearly. A mistake, my lawyer repeats, nodding slowly. And this mistake happened repeatedly. Over course of year, Lisa opens mouth, closes it again, confidence visibly shaken. When my turn to speak, keep emotions in check. Talk about kids, how I'd been one to keep their routine stable, made their breakfasts every morning, helped with homework, attended every parent-teacher conference, comforted them when Lisa's absences became frequent, explained her sudden departure, without tarnishing their view of her. I don't want to keep their mother from them, say. Voice steady. But I also can't ignore choices she's made and impact those choices had on our family. My priority is making sure Amy and Lucas have stable, loving environment. That's all I want. Judge listens intently, expression unreadable behind wire-rimmed glasses. By time closing arguments made, feel drained but resolute. Truth out there, now up to court to decide what comes next. Ruling comes 2 weeks later. Awarded primary custody of Amy and Lucas. Lisa gets visitation rights, but her repeated dishonesty and instability she introduced into our lives weighed heavily against her. When judge reads decision, Lisa's face crumples. She doesn't argue, doesn't yell, just sits there, staring at mahogany table, as if weight of choices finally crashed down. Afterward, she approaches in courthouse hallway, marble floors echoing her heels. Benjamin, she says, voice trembling, please don't turn them against me. They're all I have left. Look at her. Woman once loved more than anything. For first time, feel nothing. Not anger. Not sadness. Just emptiness. That's up to you, Lisa, say quietly. You've got to earn their trust back, just like you'll have to earn mine. If you ever want me to believe word you say again, she nods, tears streaming down face, walks away without another word. Been years since that day. Kids and I settled into new rhythm. Life isn't perfect, but it's honest now. No more pretending, no more walking on eggshells. Lisa sees kids regularly, every other weekend. Wednesday dinners. While never forget what she did, learn to let go of anger. For Amy and Lucas, always keep things civil. As for me, rebuilt life piece by piece, renovated house, painted walls new colors, rearranged furniture, created fresh start, found peace in knowing stood up for myself, for my family, for truth. If one thing learned through all this, it's that trust is fragile. Once broken, almost impossible to mend. But strength? Strength is forged in fire of betrayal. It's one thing no one can ever take from you. That and love of my kids. That's all I need. Amy's doing better in school now. Honor roll last semester. Lucas joined baseball team. Making new friends. They smile more genuinely these days. Less tension in house. Sometimes catch them looking at old family photos. But they're healing too. We all are. In our own ways. At own pace. Lisa still tries sometimes to revisit past, suggest family dinners. Like nothing happened. But boundaries stay firm. Can't rebuild what's been completely broken. Can only build something new. Something honest. Something real. Looking back now. That locked bedroom door was really first door closing, but also first door opening. To truth. To strength. To new beginning. Maybe that's what needed to happen. To find way forward. Not path would have chosen, but path that led to clarity. To peace. To understanding that sometimes best thing you can do is let go and move forward with head held high and kids' hands held tight. That's where real strength lives. In moving forward, in choosing better, in building new even when feels impossible, especially then.